You know that feeling when you have a really, really good secret? Well, today we're going to share a very special one. It's a magical story about a super big question and an even more magical answer. You know how sometimes you have a question and it's so big, so tricky that maybe even grown-ups have to go, that's a tough one. Well, our story today starts with a question just like that. A question so big that even the person who created the whole universe didn't know the answer. So let's dive into our story. Part 1. A question no one answered. We're about to meet some super smart kids and their very, very powerful dad. Once upon a time, there were some of the wisest children you could ever imagine. They were the sons of the great creator, Lord Brahma, and they had this really important mission. They wanted to figure out how to connect what they think in their heads with what they feel in their hearts. So they went to their father and asked something that, well, it might sound a little familiar. They said, "Dear Father, our hearts want to do good things, but then our eyes see all these shiny, fun things in the world and they just pull us away. How do we get untangled?"
So their dad, Lord Brahma, who created everything, he just thought and thought and thought. But this question was so deep, so tricky, that even he didn't have the answer. Can you believe it? He was totally stumped.
Okay, on to part 2. The magical swan appears. So, what do you do when you don't know the answer to a super important question? Well, Lord Brahma didn't just give up. He did something really amazing. He closed his eyes, got really, really quiet, and looked for the answer deep inside his heart. And then, poof! Right in front of them, a beautiful, shining white swan appeared out of nowhere. Wow, this was no ordinary swan, you guys. His name was Hamsa, and he wasn't just a bird. He was the answer to their question come to life. Part 3. The story of 3 paths. The magical swan looked right at the wise sons and started to speak. But he didn't just give them a quick answer. Nope. He told them a story about 3 different paths we can all choose to walk on. The swan said, first, there's the path of goodness. You know that feeling when you wake up and it's a beautiful sunny day and you just feel happy and calm? That's this path. It makes you want to be kind and helpful, and everything just feels right. Then, he said, there's the path of passion. This is like when you're at a birthday party and you're super excited, running around wanting more cake, more games, more presents. It's fast and bumpy, and you always want more. It's fun, but it can make you feel a little wild. And finally, sometimes we walk on the path of ignorance. This is that sleepy, cloudy feeling. Maybe you feel a little bit lost or sad or just bleh. It's like trying to walk around with a blanket over your head. It's dark and you can't really see where you're going. All right, part 4, the fire in the forest. So the wise sons understood the 3 paths, but they still had a question. Why is it that even when we want to be on that happy, sunny path, we sometimes get stuck on the others? Yeah, one of them basically asked, why do we sometimes act kinda silly, like little animals, even when we know better? It's a really good question, right? And the swan had a really cool story to explain it. The swan said, imagine a big forest full of bamboo trees. When the wind blows really hard, the bamboo stalks rub against each other, and that can create a spark. And that tiny spark can start a giant fire. The swan explained that our big, restless feelings are just like that fire. They start small, and then, whoosh, they feel huge. The fire burns everything down, and it seems so big and scary. But then, something amazing happens. It just grows quiet all by itself. And the swan told them, your big, strong feelings will do that too. Even when they feel gigantic, if you wait for a little bit, they'll grow quiet. Okay, next up, part 5, the spinning spark of light. The swan wasn't done yet. He had another secret to share. A secret about how our eyes can sometimes play tricks on us. Okay, picture this. You have a fiery stick, maybe like a sparkler, and you spin it around really, really fast in a circle. What do you see? You see a big circle of fire, right? But wait, is it really a circle of fire? Nope. It's just one little spinning spark. It's not a real circle at all. Our eyes are playing a trick on us. Cool, huh? Well, the swan said the world can be just like that spinning spark sometimes. All the shiny things we see, all the things that pull our attention, they can make us think we're seeing something really important when it's just our minds playing a little trick on us.
And that brings us to the last part, part 6, the swan's real secret. So the wise sons understood about the 3 paths and the forest fire and the spinning light. But what was the real secret? How could they finally untangle their hearts?
And then the swan sang out its secret. The secret, he said, is to know that I am the love inside of everything. So whenever you feel all tangled up, you don't have to think so hard. You just have to look for that love inside your own heart. And when the wise sons heard this, wow, it was like a light switched on inside them. Their hearts filled up with so much love. And that big, difficult, tricky question, it just melted away, like a snowman on a sunny day. They didn't need to ask it anymore. And here's the best part. The swan's secret, it lives inside your heart too, right now. It's always there, waiting for you. So the only real question left is, which path will you choose to walk today?